Hey guys, what's up? My name is Anthony. Welcome to my channel. This video is the first in a series where I document my process of learning how to use a embroidery machine, as well as learning the free embroidery software Inkscape with the InkStitch plugin to finish a project of mine that I started a month ago. To jump straight into it, this was my first embroidery project. It is quite the ambitious project, but I think I can do it if I stay determined. We are not aiming for perfection here, we are aiming for completion. The project is to realistically embroider a handful of local flowers on a pair of overalls. In this case, what I mean by realistic is I want to embroider the entire plant, not just the flower part, and I also want it to be at its natural height to give it the illusion that the flower is sitting in front of my overalls and not necessarily on my overalls. Before I even started this project, I took to Pinterest to see if anyone had done what I'm imagining in my head already, and I found some things that were somewhat close, but I couldn't find anyone taking the project as far as I wanted to. Perhaps that was a red flag. I decided to ignore that warning. Originally, this project was supposed to be a hand embroidery project, and that's what I started doing for the first month or so. Spent about a week going to local parks and trails getting photos of local flowers, and about a month learning how to hand embroider. To give you an idea of how fresh I am at embroidery, I did not even know what embroidery floss was when I started this project. Once again, this is a very ambitious project. After about a month of embroidery, this flower is all I have to show for it. It certainly has room for improvement, I'll say that. But at this point, I was realizing that to actually make the project that I had in my mind, it was going to take me a whole year, and I don't want to spend a year on this project. Staring down the barrel of a year-long project prompted me to make an excellent financial decision and purchase an embroidery machine for $1,000 off of Facebook Marketplace. Just to emphasize how agile my planning has been, it didn't occur to me until yesterday while I was trying to fit the hoop in the overalls that purchasing a standard flat embroidery machine for my tubular pants means that I'm going to have to cut them open, which isn't actually that big of a problem. These overalls don't have the complex seam that jeans have. In terms of what's left to do for the entire project, the very next thing I need to do is make a tentative plan, because right now it's just a pie in the sky idea in my head. I need to actually put it to paper and come up with a sketch of what I want the pants to look like, plan out which flowers I want to use. I think that'd be pretty smart. Once I have a tentative plan, I'd like to familiarize myself with this machine that I bought. I'd like to do a test run or two just to get familiar with operating the machine in general. To make this process easier, I went to Plato's Closet and purchased a few pairs of jeans that I thought were close enough to the material of my overalls. Once I feel comfortable with the machine, I want to move on to embroidery software. My plan was to use this free software I've heard of called Inkscape, but the lady I bought my machine from also gave me some free software, so I think I might as well check that out. After testing out a shape or two to familiarize myself with the software, I'd like to move on to digitizing the flowers for the project. Once I've digitized my designs, it's a matter of testing them on my jeans, preparing my overalls, and getting them embroidered on. This video is going to cover all the work up until I start digitizing the flower designs. It's more of a preparation video, so if you want to follow along with the project, feel free to subscribe. That'd be a smart thing to do. With the plan out of the way, let's go ahead and get started. The first thing I did when setting up for my tentative plan was taking a photo of my overalls with a ruler in the photo. That way I'd have a sense of scale. I took another photo later in the day, and it was much easier to get both the ruler and the overalls in focus when I did this at night, so if you were to try to do this, that's what I would recommend. Using this photo for scale, I made the axes of a grid, but didn't bother to make all the dots, and then used that as a rough guide to sketch out a pair of overalls. I then made a key for all the flowers I planned on adding to this design. Not everything made it, and these colors are not accurate to the actual flowers. So this is actually tragic. I had already drawn this once before, but I wanted a time lapse of me doing it. So I took the time to do this a second time and still managed to turn the camera off before I started drawing again. So I'm just going to go from top to bottom and explain which flowers are what. Starting with the orange daylily, these are probably my favorite flower. I think they're so pretty, and they're all over around the Kentucky-Tennessee border. In terms of composition, I put one on each pant. I made the one facing off to the side, and I also added a little budding flower. I don't know what you would call that, but I added a flower that's not bloomed yet. The flower we have up next is the Echinacea. In terms of composition for these, I didn't want too much symmetry, so I put both of these on one side, and I also tried to add a little bit of depth by making one look like it's behind the other. To prevent a bunch of straight lines, I also made the stems bowing a little bit. Next up on the right side, we got some tick seed. That flower going straight up and down is the one that I've already made. That'll serve as our more generic looking flower in terms of composition. These are both on one pant, but I've got them a little separated. This feels like a good time to mention all these dotted and bowed lines. These are meant to be the stems running behind the pant. I really don't know if I want to commit to that, but in my mind, it helped me plan out the stems running all the way down. In a way, this is kind of breaking the illusion because I'm switching back and forth between my pants just being a background and the flowers, I guess, wrapping themselves around the pans. Kind of being inconsistent about that. If I wanted the pans to just be a background, then I probably should have just had the stems continue in the same direction rather than wrapping them around the pant. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. What I'd really like to try with these tick seeds is seeing if I can simulate shading and highlighting by changing the direction of the thread. Rather than using a million different shades of yellow and orange, I think it'd be cool to see what I can do with that. Last but not least, we got red clovers at the bottom. These are very cute, but I think they're going to be an absolute pain in the ass to digitize. In terms of composition, I put them generally towards the center of the pants, and then that one is a little farther off and a little taller. Kind of like how they're dispersed. Also, according to this website that I went to while researching these, none of these are native to America. I thought that was kind of interesting. Moving on to the ones you can actually watch me draw, we got giant ironweed. These I saw at Dunbar Cave State Park in Tennessee. They were actually a little taller than where I'm drawing them on the pants, but I really wanted to avoid having to deal with that pocket, so I just drew them a little shorter. For whatever reason, I didn't bother to finish the stem. You'll see later that it bothered me. I didn't know how to finish it. After that, we have annual fleabane. These are just numerous and small, cute flowers. Probably also going to be a real pain in the ass to digitize, but I think it'll turn out pretty well. After that, we got yellow coneflower. These are also very pretty. Not a whole lot to say about composition other than just putting them in a big pile like you see in the photo. Next up, we got marigolds. Similar to the orange daylily, I also made a budding flower in the bottom right. Here I am going back to the giant ironweed. I got worried about that stem, and I'm kind of glad that I did look at my pants because I don't know how easy it's going to be to embroider on that waistline. Next up, I made New England aster. I think that's how you say that. Unfortunately, at this point, it was getting a little busy, so I don't think I could do it justice by making enough of these. Coming up towards the end here, I'm adding a few marigolds on the left pan because I noticed this gap here, and I also added some taller yellow coneflower just to make it feel more complete. And there you go. Observant viewers will notice that I did not include the white sweet clover. I don't know why I bothered to add this one on the key. This one is just going to be an absolute nightmare to digitize. It's going to be a nightmare to plan for. It's a short flower too. It was as pretty as these are in real life. I just don't think it's really compatible with this project, so this one's getting scrapped. Here I am preparing the jeans that I purchased from Plato's. The hardest part of this was getting that bottom hem taken care of. And it wasn't even difficult, it was just annoying. Unfortunately, I have a video running in the background, but here's a satisfying run of me using the thread ripper.
For ultimate stretch metals, rigid fibers are prone to catching on the fabric and weakening as you stitch. So this just helps your thread to maintain its strength whilst you put it into.
I just arbitrarily decided to stop at the pocket and got to work on the second row of threads. These were a little more tedious to rip than the first set, but just throw on a YouTube video and you'll survive. This section I actually have some good audio for, so you get to listen to me try and figure out this machine. What the f? Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh. Remove hoop. Remove hoop. I did. Clear embroidery arm for calibration. So we just did. Well. I don't like that noise. That noise feels like maybe it shouldn't be doing that. Can we just do a basic flower? Oh shit. Attach sensor Q foot. Attach sensor Q foot. Oh. She gave me tweezers? Oh, no way, another one of these. Is this a Q foot? What is this? Does it say Q on it? I might have to actually read some instructions here. Oh no. Attach the sensor Q foot to get the best result. Read about attaching the presser foot on page 2-8. Okay. Oh, first try. Wait, I think I have that installed. I think this is the Q foot. So why is it not? I got little scissors now. Lefty loosey. Oh shit. I don't think I needed to do all that. I think I've got a lot more to know about this machine. I'm wondering if that's going to be an issue. I wonder if maybe this is like too heavy. This is fucked. This whole thing is fucked. We have to keep pushing on. Now this is going to be sitting over here and... I still got to get a bobbin. Oh, what is happening? Oh! 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 There's a hole in the bobbin? Fuck. Fuck. Please, I just want to... Is that enough? Oh, oh my god. Oh. Inserting the bobbin. Yeah, it just got shredded. That just got shredded again. That shit is cutting my stuff up. Oh, is it supposed to cut? Continue threading around and to the right of the thread. Oh, the thread cut. Okay, so we know why it's cutting now. Use the needle to pull the handle. Oh no! Oh shit! I didn't even see this. I gotta show you. I didn't see that poker coming through. Not from my angle. 30M magnetic, maybe. Counterfeit fucking hoop. Oh. Hey, hey, yo! What? I think you could tell it was pretty loose, pretty flimsy. So here's it's gonna focus. Wow. So some thoughts. You can see it's pulling. Well, I don't know if you can see that, but you can see some holes around there. Wonder if we can adjust that. Let's see what the back looks like. We can get a shot of that. Here. The vibes have not been immaculate this whole time. Oh, that's my fucking heel. Oh my god. Oh, I'm a wounded soldier. 20% disability. I wonder if this is really tight because I shrank the design. These are probably supposed to be bigger. Now they're like super tiny. What if we sew on top of this? Because in my final design, got quite a bit of overlap. So is that gonna like super f me if I try to just overlap some of these? I want to minus. Hello? Stop? What the f is the stop button for? What are we doing? What is that noise? That's my needle breaking! Damn. 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 What the fuck? I feel like this elastic material cucked me. I could also be a moron. Well, fucking stop. Well, that fucking sucks. Broke my needle. I kind of pushed it out a little more, but you can see, yeah, it's definitely got more tension because you can see those holes very clearly, and at least to the camera. Tip of my needle. Rip. Well, it's bedtime. GG. Please. Why can this just fall out? What am I? It looks like it's the same size. I don't understand why it's not going in. I spent 11 minutes trying to get this fucking needle in here. I'm gonna try to put the broken one back in. Is this one bigger? Oh shit. It doesn't feel that much bigger, but I think my needle's too small or something. That one stayed in. Fuck, what's wrong with this? It literally looks the same. Fuck me! Ah! Okay. So I bought those 3 packs of needles, right? But these weren't working. I went and swapped them out. I had like the 75s and I got the 90s instead. They were convinced I was just doing it wrong, but I have 45 minutes of video to prove otherwise that, well, I don't know if I'll prove, but I was able to get these in just fine. Like this isn't my first rodeo. I've swapped needles out in a machine. I mean, these worked. The old needle that's sitting right over there worked. They were saying that they're all universal. I just don't get it. We went and tried it on her machine. Sure enough, it went in no problem. Anyway, for better or worse, I'm willing to break at least one of these just to see what I can do with it. Maybe that's like a horrible mentality. I don't know if I risk damaging my whole machine. I'd probably do, but it might be a horrible idea to mix fabrics like this. This is polyester. What is this? Made in Mexico? Booyah. Another challenge is actually having this not freak out about the weight of the rest of this garment. We'll do something like that. This is the 100 by 100. Oh, come on. Remove hoop and calibrate. Wait. Doing so much Why? Okay. I spent probably about 3 hours trying to get this thing to work, and I finally did it. It only took forever, but I did it. I had to, I'm gonna document this just in case some other poor sucker has to go through this. I don't think this machine has ever been updated, and I don't think this sized hoop existed whenever this machine came out. So it was not an option, and so it kept getting pissy that I was using this one. In order to do this, you have to go to support.singer.com/software, not Husqvarna. Also, I'm going to show you this. You will not find this on the internet. If you turn the machine off, and as you turn it on, you press the needle down button and this reverse button at the same time, you will send this thing into a freaking spiral. It's called production mode. You can see that I took my foot off and my needle. That's for a reason. This just started going fucking haywire. It started poking holes through, like, look, it just, there was no predicting it. It started just like doing a zigzag straight through my Shortly after it started doing this, I turned it off, took everything out, and then turned it back on thinking that this was like the right mode. Maybe you needed to like do that for a few seconds. It went for like minutes. So Don't recommend doing that, but that's apparently how you're supposed to put other machines into firmware mode, firmware update mode. So, or to actually do it, these two buttons. These two buttons. These two? No. These two? Yes. Beautiful. It fucking works, ladies and gentlemen. We'll start at 50% tension. I am prepared for some of these to break. So, beautiful. Shit. What's it up there? I don't really want to speed it up. It's thick denim. I also don't want to break my needles if I don't have to. It was scary. That's insane. Oh, hell yeah. We made it and it didn't break. Ah, how exciting. Oh, did it cut itself on purpose? Or did it just happen to break it that in there? I can't tell. No way it can cut itself, right? Huh. I forgot that I'm using white thread on the bottom. Okay. So, well, that's why I thought it was, leaving something to be desired, but I think some of these white parts right here, and it's not very bright on here. Those white spots, I think, are from the fabric underneath. What I don't know is how often I should be expecting to see that, but it looks good to me. This looks good. I bet if I just spin up a black bobbin, this would look good. In terms of like scrunching and whatnot, I don't know what I'm supposed to expect. So I think this is good. I feel like I'm getting the hang of it a little bit. Look at the tips here. You see through them with the light. You see my hand on the other side. So I don't think that's like normally a thing. Anyway, I'm done for today. We got it working, and that's the important part. This was a test of my patience, but also a test of my resolve, and I think we won today. I want to try a few more experiments, and then we should probably take a swing at the software. That's what I'm thinking. I started this on Sunday. It is now Thursday. It has felt like I've been doing this forever, and really all I've got out of it is this. And I mean, we're on the cusp of greatness now. We've got the machine, it's working. I think what I want to try embroidering on top of this to see how it fares with that. Let's see. I say let's just send this. Don't you love that? It actually fucking does what you tell it to. When things just work. Also, the lady at the store, she told me I should not be messing with this tension, that unless you're experiencing very odd things, you should not be messing with the tension. So we're leaving this at 50 until we are told otherwise. Does that actually help me? Also, speed. I want to go 1/4 speed. I hope is it going? Oh, yes. These scissors, I don't know if you can hear, but they're so f***ed up because I tried cutting metal with them. Listen. I don't know if you can hear, it's like a... Oh, still got the bottom. It's take a look at the back first. So we got our initial swirl, whoop, and our initial swirl. But now, dude, my brain's broken. I literally just tried to fucking enhance this shit. The brain rot is settling in. But this is what we're looking at here. I don't know what to think. Why is there so much white right here, but then not over here? What's going on here? I'd love to know why you see different amounts of white and black. Maybe we don't have to worry so much about embroidering over things. Like, it'll just work itself out. Although we want to layer them properly. So I'll really have to think about that. That is a new element to our tentative plan. I think it's software time. So yesterday I was supposed to start the digitizing process, but after 3 hours of Google searching, this is just a key. I've tried downloading it, but it asked me for an activation code, even though this is a key. It never asks for this, and maybe I might try to go to Joann's and ask them, be like, hey, like, I have this key, like, can I use this or what? I have a sneaking suspicion the answer is no, but for $2,000 worth of software, I think it's worth getting a no, you know? So might do that, but in the meantime, I think I'm just gonna try and learn Inkscape, because Inkscape is free. So anyway, this is me. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna cut to me doing it. Okay, 0.6. Boom, centered. We want to zoom in. Oh, whoa, hubba. Oh, okay, so here we go. Extensions and simulator. Oh, perfect. Is this a good density? Wait, why is this is one stroke? This is 1,000 stitches for this? How big is this? This is 2 millimeters. I'm gonna have to do quick math. 1, 2, oh, it's too many. Why does this look so much better in my mind? That looks kind of good, but I don't know why it looks good. There's gotta be an easier way to do this. That's good. This is good. Am I wrong? Ooh, this looks so good. Let's run it. Let's maybe not do this one yet. I can remake that in 5 seconds. Is this like cooking to you? Fuck, it is. Whatever. Okay. I put the triangle here because it's kind of, I'm aiming for like right here basically. So I think that spot will be good. We're using the 100 hoop and that's what we're set to. Magnetic. Just gonna crank down the speed just to go low and slow. I think we'll try this out. I really hope we don't break a needle. And where'd it go? I don't know why it's starting over here. Oh wait, it still hold on. It still thinks we're doing that. Cancel. Trash. Let's go. Alright, I can't zoom in. What a hoop. This is tiny. Is that gonna be a problem? This is so cool. Oh, okay. So now it's wanting me to change it to white. Should we do it? I'm gonna do it. I hope this doesn't... Welcome back. Anyway, this thing's humongous. Down and up and over, down through here, and back up through here, and after a month's worth of hand embroidery, getting these things through a needle is not a concern of mine, really. It says to change my thread color to black, though. Oh, cancel, stop, stop. Okay. I saw that you could take this thing off. Yep. Boom. Easy peasy. Well, let's put this back on. I'm ready. I'm so nervous. Whoa. That doesn't sound good at all. What do? Slow down. Bring the foot up. See, that's about to turn into like a bird's nest. I've heard of these. That's what it looks like right now. It's really small though. This is a tiny triangle, so maybe that's like part of my problem. Please. I think it should just stop. We should just move on. This is what I'm discovering. I'm looking at this over here. So we just did this one. It's wanting us to do this. We can do this after. I swear in the preview it did these black borders last, but... Okay, I'm just gonna stop it. It feels like this is about to be a clusterfuck. It's not looking great. I'll be the first to say that. It's not looking great. For a first try, I mean, you can see the vision. I think if I just made it a little bigger so it wasn't bunching up so much, it would be perfect. And then these borders are not even borders. It's just one thread wide. What the hell's going on there? I don't even know if I really want to finish this. I think we've kind of seen what's going on here. Also, we're doing the black first and then following up with the white on top. Is that a great idea all the time? Either way, I think I'm done with this. Okay, so I was gonna move on, but this thing is pretty stuck in here. I don't know if you can see that, but there's a bit of a nest down there. We're gonna call the fire department. Oh. Yeah, that's not great. So beyond just making the triangle bigger, I also updated the design itself. I once again thought just making the border bigger was going to actually give me a bigger border, but that doesn't seem to be the case. That only seems to have an effect if you make a satin border. But regardless of that, I was also having this issue with these triangles where if the angles are just wrong or just right, the corners go away, and you'll see that too. This was infuriating because I really couldn't tell what it was. I think, and this is speculation, I don't know what the actual angle is, but if its angle is less than like so many degrees, then it gets rounded off. That's not really explained anywhere. And I think due to the design of my triangle, it was a really low margin for error. This was me trying to figure out that border thing. I would make this thick border. It was just literally a border and it would still be one thick. How I ended up actually making the border was duplicating the shapes and then making them just the borders and then turning those borders into satin borders. With that being said, the borders were still not like one blob. They were three separate objects or pieces. You'll see that there's still like a little gap between them. All right, I've made the triangle bigger and I made a satin border. And I tried to make a not satin border, but for some reason, no matter how big I make the stroke size, it's always just one stitch. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but supposedly satin borders are supposed to be better anyway. Maybe it's a blessing in disguise. I'm not sure. Zoom out. Crap. I still have the other one selected. Delete. Let's do it up here. Remove who? My bad. I can't tell how big is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 4.5, 40 millimeters. How far is that in freedom units? 40? Kind of far. This is like too big. This 40 minutes? It's just because we're going so slow. Boom, 20 minutes immediately. Let's get it started. Please don't break. Yeah, squeaking. What's that squeaking? I wonder if it's this. It's getting wrapped up here. This was like wrapped around under here, and I feel like maybe it wasn't feeding properly. Hopefully I can just press the continue button and be on our way. So far, so freaking good. Like, look at this. How cool is this? For now, like, this looks like cool. It's awesome. Oh. So seeing the design move like this means that the software didn't like the angle of the rows, and this will cause a space above that last row that it did. I definitely should have spotted this whenever I was making the design. This is what it looked like earlier on, and that's what it should look like. And then this is what it looked like right before I exported it. It should not be doing that. Boom. Alright, let's do it. Introducing the Krabby Patty. On top, I'm gonna go ahead and run a bobbin. Why not? I'm gonna read the guide again. I forget how to do this bobbin. This is how I would do it. Guide the thread through the bobbin. Push the bobbin. Bobbin? Oh, I just need to... That's all I have to do? I hope so. Dude, technology, man. That's so cool. Dude, first try. Why is it sounding... Oh. Remove the thread from under the plate. 3, 2, 1. Okay, I want to stop it real quick and cut this. Oops. Easy peasy. Okay, it was just... We did it. So we'll start with the back. There we are. Pretty good. Looking at the actual finished product, I'm pretty happy with it. I clearly forgot to check that these were still going in the right direction. You can see that there are lines going towards the center. I thought those were going to be the ones that were exposed, but that is not the case. I think in the future I should combine all these border shapes because you can see that like there are separate borders. It's been a week of me making this. I'd like to start editing this. This was just me really f***ing around and hardly get anything done. But the next video, I will actually start making flowers. Yeah, that's the plan. Bye.